Hello, I'm the Determined English teacher. Let's get you exam ready. Today, we're thinking about Macbeth with my Act IV revision and knowledge quiz. If you want to play along for fun, you can, but if you'd like a worksheet so you can pause after each question and make your own notes after when you find out the answers, there is a link in the description for you, or if you're an English teacher, for your class. Before we get going, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are plenty of things on the channel to help you understand Macbeth like an expert. Okay, let's get going with our Act 4 revision quiz. Question number 1. Which item does not go into the witch's cauldron? Is it A, a finger? Is it B, scorpions? Or is it C, blood? Question number 2. Which phrase does Macbeth address the witches by when he sees them in Act 4? Is it A, he calls them midnight hags? Or is it B, he calls them imperfect speakers? Question number 3. Who is the first person to be mentioned by the witches? Do they speak about Banquo first, or do they speak about Macduff first? Question number 4. Who is it that can harm Macbeth? Is it A, someone who didn't know their father? Is it B, someone who wasn't born from a woman? Or is it C, someone who has not had children? Question number 5. According to the witches, Macbeth will be king until when? Is it A, Lady Macbeth is dead? Is it B, his castle moves? Or is it C, when the woods on the hill spread to his castle? Question number 6. Macbeth asks the witches about what they told him about Banquo having kings. And that's resolved when they show him a show of kings that come from the cauldron. There are 8 in a row, followed by Banquo. What does the 8th king hold? So the final king to be shown to us holds something. What is it that is held? Is it A, a cup? Is it B, a crown? Or is it C, Macbeth's head? Question number 7. The witches then disappear and Lennox finds Macbeth. Where is he told Macduff is? So where does Lennox tell Macbeth that Macduff has gone to? Is it A, Fife, his castle? He's the Thane of Fife. Is that where Macduff is? Macbeth has got a renewed interest in Macduff after having spoken to the witches. Is it B, he's in Scone? Or is it C, he is somewhere in England? Question number 8. We see somebody get killed on stage in Act 4. Who is it? Is it A, a character called young Seward? Is it B, Lady Macduff? Or is it C, a small boy? Question number 9. What does Macduff call Macbeth? Does he call him A cream-faced loon? Or does he call him B, a hell kite? And finally, Act 4. How does it end? Does it end with A, Lady Macbeth sleepwalking? Does it end with B, Macbeth boasting about being invincible? Or does it end with C, Malcolm and Macduff's army planning to head to Scotland to take Macbeth on? Okay, we've had our questions. We'll go through the answers now. And if you've got my worksheet, you can add some analysis to it. Otherwise, you can just listen as we review those answers. So question number 1, which item does not go into the witch's cauldron? Well, a finger does. Quite a graphic little moment when finger of birth strangled babe ditched delivered by a drab goes into the cauldron. So a finger that's been taken from a dead baby goes in there. Scorpions do not, but Macbeth has earlier said that, oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. So they are an image that we associate with Macbeth. Blood does go into the cauldron. So firstly, one of the witches says, by the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. So blood from one of the witches goes into the cauldron. And then Macbeth appears, almost saying that Macbeth is worse and more sinister than all of the terrible ingredients that have gone in the cauldron. When he asks for more information from them in order to summon these visions, the blood of a pig that has eaten its piglets is put in. So blood does go into the cauldron. A finger does. It's scorpions that do not. Question number 2. Which phrase does Macbeth address the witches by in Act 4? He calls them midnight hags, and midnight and darkness and night. Night is a motif in Macbeth. It's something that we associate with evil and the deeds that Lady Macbeth and Macbeth commit. It's quite interesting and ironic that Lady Macbeth ends up scared of the dark and sleepwalks with a candle. Imperfect speakers is what Macbeth calls the witches when he sees them for the first time in Act 1. He knows that they are imperfect, that they're evil and that they shouldn't be trusted, but he does nonetheless. And that is something that informs his downfall. Question number 3. Who's the first person to be mentioned by the witches? It's Macduff. Macbeth is told, beware Macduff. Question number 4. Who can harm Macbeth? The answer is someone who wasn't born from a woman. So none of women born can harm Macbeth. So basically, if someone had a mum, they can't hurt you. And Macbeth foolishly infers that means that no human alive can harm him. Of course, we find out he's wrong in Act 5. Number 5, according to the witches, Macbeth will be king until when? Well, Lady Macbeth does die. His castle doesn't move, but the answer is when the woods on the hill spreads his castle. So, when the woods of Burnham come to Dunsinane. So he thinks that would probably take centuries, the idea of woods growing and spreading and coming from the hill to his castle, something that he sees as impossible. But of course, we realise that the woods do move, and they do in Act 5. Question number 6, Show of Kings is shown to Macbeth. What does the 8th one hold? Well, the 8th one holds a cup, and that's a symbol for the reign of King James I. The 8th king would actually be King James I. If you track his lineage back, he goes backwards to Banquo, 8th removed. So that's a nod to King James I. This was performed for him in Hampton Court, so King James not only is in the audience, he's actually put in the play. So he would have certainly been enthralled by that. Macbeth's head is something that will feature, but not yet. Number 7, the witches disappear and Lennox finds Macbeth. Where is he told Macduff is? Well, his castle is in Fife. He's the Thane of Fife. Scone is where Macbeth was crowned and where kings of Scotland would be crowned. But he's actually somewhere in England. He is trying to get an army together to take on Macbeth. So who do we see killed on stage in Act 4? Well, a character called young Seward will be killed. That's going to be the cousin of Malcolm. When the castle is stalled, Macbeth does kill him just to get the kill count up and add a bit of violence to the end of the play. Lady Macduff is not killed on stage. She runs away from the murderers, but we do find out that she has been murdered by them. It's her son, the son of Lady Macduff and Macduff, that is killed on stage. So a child is killed, quite graphic. And at that point, we know full well that Macbeth cannot survive the play. He needs to be held to justice. What does Macduff call Macbeth? Well, he calls him a hell kite. A kite is a bird that swoops down to collect its prey. And calling Macbeth a kite and a hell kite is again foreshadowing his damnation and him being overcome in Act 5. And it's also something that's reminding us that Macbeth's actions are something that he must pay for. Cream-faced loon is something that Macbeth will call somebody when his castle is near to being stormed. Macbeth is somebody who is at this point feeling invincible, hubris, excessive pride. That's something that's going to inform his downfall. Everyone around him is fearful, and he calls someone a cream-faced loon, the idea that they're looking white and pale because of fear. And Macbeth is the only one who seems fearless in that moment. Of course, we know that he is being set up to fail by the witches in what they've told him. Question number 10, how does Act 4 end? It's important to understand that Lady Macbeth's sleepwalking takes place at the beginning of Act 5. She doesn't feature in Act 4. We see her at the end of Act 3, dressed as a queen with a crown upon her head, dismissing the guests, looking powerful. The next time we see her, she's dressed in a nightgown, looking like a child, sleepwalking and afraid of the dark. So that gap that we've got in Act 4 actually really does make that even more effective and gives it impact when we see her sleepwalking. Macbeth boasts about being invincible after we see her sleepwalking, and Act 4 ends with Malcolm and Macduff's army planning to head to Scotland to take Macbeth on. Okay, check out the other things on my channel. I'll continue to add content, and feel free to ask something you'd like to see me cover in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and keep revising.